Hi and welcome to Python tutorial of hotel management system. Let me show you guys how this system works. Right here you can enter customer details, names, address and so on, and you even have type of identity that you can use, and if it's male or female. Then here you have check-in date, check-out date, and if you want any of these meal, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and how many rooms. So if you've made your choice, and let's say the date is, if you are going to be there from this day, let's say it's at the 1st, and we can work out the date that is 19 days in total. And all you just need to do is, once you click on total, you can get the tax to be paid, total and so on. And you can even print out on the data system the details of the client. Then we can reset and enter new customers details, reference number of this customer. Let's say the name is Sally Stone. Okay, those are Sally's details, and Sally wants breakfast. Room type for Sally single. Number of room, let's say 00, and that's the telephone extension number to that room. And you can add that. Okay, Sally will be in the hotel for 90 days, and this is the total, the bill. And you can enter the receipt of Sally and so on. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, is to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's go to Python now. And welcome back to Python editing. I'm going to start by importing the following. So that's going to be TK. Then we import it all. And the next thing we want to do is I'm going to create a class, and the class name is going to be known as hotel. Make sure you enter a column there. Then right underneath the class, let's define our function. Initialize this function, and that is going to be self, root. There, enter semicolon. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say self.root equals root, and let's say self.root equals the title as well, so that we get the title out of the way. And this is how you enter your title, and whatever the title of your project might be. So mine is called hotel management system. There we go, and let's enter system there. So the next thing is, you can also define the dimension of your system. So we're going to set it as geometry, and let's give it 1350 by 750 plus 0 plus 0. Those are my coordinates. I'm also going to specify the color, so I'm going to say self.root dot configure, or you can enter configure the background. Will be background equals, I'm going to make my background powdered blue, right there. So that is my interface already designed. So So what I'm going to do before I continue is I'm going to kind of like round it up. There we go. This is how you close your system, and I will just save it. Let's go to File, Save As. So I'm saving that as Hotel Management System YouTube. Click on Save. There we go. Right, let's run it and see. The only thing you guys will see will just be a big blue interface there. So now I'm going to create let's create a frame. Those are the frames I intend to use. I have to speed this up because there's been some complaint that my videos are a little bit too long. You cannot blame me because it's mostly a project that I develop. Alright, this will be my main frame. This is one of the frames that will be right on top, and all other frames will be right inside this very frame. The top frame is going to be inside main frame. Left frame will be inside top frame, right frame inside top frame, and the bottom frame inside the main frame there. And I've also set some properties: the border, the width, the height, and so on. So let's run this. You can see I have different colors for each frames. If I save and run, this is what you guys will see. There we go. That's how my framework looks like. Alright, let's close that. The next thing we want to do now is to add some widget. Okay, the first widget I'm going to add would be for, let's say that's going to be for customers. So first of all, let me break this apart and just enter widgets there. Okay, that's just a comment. Alright, that will be self. Okay, LBL customer. Underscore reference. So that's going to be a label. So that's the widget itself, and this widget is going to be resident right inside left frame. So we copy that and we paste it right there. Then we add a comma. The next thing is going to be my font. The font I intend to use is Arial. The choice is yours. You can always change your font to whatever you want. Comma. And let me enter maybe about 12 and enter comma again. And the next thing is going to be, let's make that bold. There we go. Close that. So that is the font, and that's how you enter the font. The next thing is, let's say comma, text equals customer reference, and just paste that in here. That's my customer reference, and there, put a comma there. The next thing I would like to do, let's enter a column here anyway. The next thing I would like to do now is I'm going to now get it padded. Pad the x-axis to 2 and set the border color. I'm going to make that equals powdered blue. Right, and close that. Now let's round up this customer reference here. So right underneath here we say customer reference dot get grid, and that is going to be row equals 0, comma, column equals 0 as well. Make that comma, and maybe strictly we want it to be west. Close that. Alright, that is the label created. If I run it, this is what you will see right there. Okay, let's close that. The next thing I like to do is to enter an entering. An entering is like a text box, so I'm going to copy all of that, paste it right underneath here, and I'm going to change the widget to entry. Now let's make it look like a text. So I'm just going to enter txt customer there, and then the next thing is for us to change the column. There we go. But in the case of the text box, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need this right there. That's meant to be text variable, so let's say text variable. And the text variable, let me go for customer reference. I need to actually declare a customer reference, right? And just there, correct this error here. Now the padding, I'm going to get rid of this padding because the padding should work in here. There we go. And what else do we want? So that is, I'm going to make this about 20, and y-axis, let me specify a y-axis there. This can be my y-axis, and that can then be maybe about 3, not too much space. And one other thing is I can get rid of this. I don't need to specify background color for that. So let's just say width. I'm going to make that about 20, and I think that'll be all for this. But the customer reference, let's copy this. I'm going to paste that right here. That will be my variable declared already. There we go. So if I run this now, let's see how that is going to look like. There we go. Look at that. Then we can enter customer reference in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy all of these. Let's copy that, paste it right in there, and just change this around. So this one, if this is 0 0, this one is going to be 1, and this will be 1, this will be 2. Then we just change the names around. Let's run that and see. Check that out, guys. Good. So the other variables that I would need for this is going to include, let's go for first name and surname. So this is going to be first name, and this is going to be surname. So we change the names around. This will be known as name, that's first name, and this is first name as well. Okay, so let's run that and see how that is going to look like. There we go. Right, so we copy that and repeat the same thing, and there we go, guys. So here are the widgets in place. It's not completed yet, but these are the first few widgets created. However, I've also declared all of the required variables. There they are. So if we take it from the top, this is what we have. Have a good look at it. I had to speed this up because viewers are complaining that seems to be too long, which I believe you guys understand. So let's run this and see how it looks like. There we go. This is how it looks now, although it's not finished yet. But for now, we'll call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial. See you guys shortly.